What is up, guys? Welcome back to Mod Games, and today we are back in Planet Coaster. Now in today's episode I have something to show you that I've actually built alive on live stream that is going to be uploaded to the workshop today, so you guys can download this if you so wish. This isn't a build video, so if you're looking for a build video then I would recommend coming back tomorrow, as I've been really busy over the last few days with E3, watching the conferences and catching up with all the new stuff that's coming out down the line, getting ready for new games to be released to play on the channel. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to all these new games that are planned to come out within the next year, so we can play them on this channel and live stream them together. But this is something, like I said, that I've been building or built on live stream, and I wanted to share with you so you guys could download this possibly if you were interested in it and maybe use this in your park. Now this is Willow Wood Station, and yeah, so today's episode I'm going to be showing you this, and I'm going to be showing you how to set up the pathing for this station, because the pathing is very confusing to do, and if I don't show you how to do it you'll probably get a little bit confused and lost. So yes, this was actually a viewer suggestion. What I've been doing lately on live stream is just throwing out there who wants to suggest something for me to build, and this was a viewer suggestion to do this, so this is what I came up with. Now this is the train station. Obviously there is a train station in here with the ride, so you can connect this up in your park and have this go around your park if you so wish. So we're just going to take a little bit of a spin through here so you guys can see everything that it has to offer. Now the station build that will be uploaded actually ends about here, so this stuff on the left is not included. That's actually the gate to my park here. So yes, we have this like pathway here, which you guys can obviously change and put your own style of path in here if you so wish. But on the side of this pathway we have some nice lanterns, some fencing, and of course we got this spooky looking graveyard right here with some dead trees out the front. Always nice to combine in with a creepy looking station. Now when I went into building this station I had no plans, I had no design in mind. I just kind of built it and expanded and edited and added stuff on and removed stuff until I had this kind of shape that I have here right now that you guys can see. So these windows are made by myself, and I'll probably upload them at some point to the workshop as well separately, because people have been asking for them. So I had to make these windows myself because there was nothing available to me that would kind of fit with this design or style of train station that I was going for. So yeah, if you guys want to download this and then just strip back all the creepy stuff, so if you want to take off like all the reeds and change all the dead trees and bushes out, it looks like a completely different build, and it can pass for something that's not so spooky or overrun or abandoned. So it can work in both ways, but I've chosen to go for the kind of more creepy looking of designs right here. So that is the front side of this build right here, which I think looks pretty good. Pretty nice, can fit into a spooky area of a park or something like that if anyone was interested. We got this like bell tower on the top right here, nothing too grand, but the way I've built this, it actually like kind of makes this illusion that it's actually within a circle, which is pretty cool. So it goes into a circle shape, but it's not a circle because it comes straight down. It's actually 4 arches with like extension bits on the inside, so kind of a little bit of an illusion there. I was quite happy to see that it had done that when I saw that for the first time. So adventuring into the station here, so the left hand side of the station entrance right here is actually the entrance to the ride itself, and the right hand one is the exit. So like I said, I will show you guys how to set up all the pathing a little bit later on in the video, because it is quite confusing to do otherwise, because it goes underneath everything, and I don't want you guys to be a little bit confused when you put this in your park. So I have a board here for departure times if you guys want to fill that out in your park. That was just something I wanted to put on the wall there. If you don't want it, obviously you can remove it. So this is the inside of the station. We have some benches. These obviously can't be sat on. These were built by myself. These benches here, I built them for this ride specifically. So you come in, this is the main entrance that the guests will come through. Obviously it's closed right now. This is the exit, so when they jump off the ride, this is where they'll come through here and out this way. We got this really nice looking fireplace right here that I decided to put straight in the middle. Obviously from out here, it's kind of like a centerpiece, as you can see, of this building, which looks pretty good. I like it. Goes all the way up. The chimney extends through the ceiling, through the roof, and that's about it for the inside. Now obviously this inside building is kind of all over the place. Like we got bits like this and this bit here. They're all intentional. They're all there to kind of like hide the details that I put on the roof. So the windows that stick through the ceiling, and anything basically that penetrates through the top half of this building, I had to kind of cover on the inside with these like extra pieces of building materials. Otherwise when you come in here, you're just going to see them sticking through, which wasn't very attractive. So that is why they're there. But yeah, that is the inside of the building. So now we go to the outside of the building. So this is actually the station itself here. So as you guys can see, we've got the train. I'm trying to get a good view here for you guys to see. We've got tons of trees here. But as you can see, we have a platform on the left here, and we have a platform on the right. Both sides have seats, benches, dustbins, and lamps. Now all the benches and all of the dustbins aren't actually able to be used. They are props that I had to put in, because you have to put those things next to paths for them to actually work properly, and there's no pathing under here. I tried to kind of get some pathing under there so I could have real benches and dustbins, but it just wouldn't fit. And if I wanted it to fit, this station would have been absolutely massive. So that was just like a compromise that I had to do to get this to work. So as you can see, the foliage does kind of like creep up on both sides of this platform, which is kind of what I was going for with the creepy look. Now this is actually the Iron Horse version of the train ride. I suppose you could switch this out for the other train if you wanted the red one, just the normal train, the first one that we got in the game, but I decided to go for more of this Iron Horse. It's a little bit more gritty, it fits in more with the style of this, the Feeman, so that is why we went for that. So moving along here, as you can see, we got this, I don't really know what this bit's called. It's kind of like, I don't know, you stand underneath it basically when you're waiting for your train. In the olden days, or in some olden train stations, at least in the UK, you have these main platforms, and then you have these bits above you that you can stand under while you wait for your train. So that was what that was for. I think it really works with the theme and the design that I was going for, so that is why I put that in there. A lot of this was viewer suggested as well. While I was live streaming, I was obviously asking questions. Well, what do you guys think would be better? So a lot of this stuff, like whether to keep this bit above the archway or just to have these as two separate sections, like all of those kind of things were polled off to the live stream, and those guys gave me their opinions, and we kind of went for it with what they suggested, and it worked out really nicely. So thank you to everyone that does come to the live stream and gives suggestions. I really do appreciate it. And it helps me out sometimes when I don't really know which way to go with my ideas. So okay, so as you can see, we have this this like staircase that goes over the track. So this is very common in a lot of train stations in the UK. You'll have one platform, and then you'll have the stairs up and over back down to the other platform so you can get to the other side. Now this doesn't really work in this case because there isn't two trains, so it doesn't really make sense, but I just wanted to have it because it's a good way of extending the queue line. Now originally I had the queue line going straight from there through here into the train, and it was a really short queue line. So what I decided to do was actually have the queue line come through this door here, and it goes underneath this path all the way along, up here, around and back down to the other platform, and then it comes all the way along here to the entrance right here. So you get a much longer queue line out of this attraction, so you don't have to worry about having like a really crowded platform, because this whole thing will fill up and you'll have like a normal queue line length, and the guests won't get too annoyed with that. So yeah, this is it. This is the train station. This is Willowwood Station, and hopefully you guys are gonna like this. and maybe you want to use this in your park. But now what I'm going to do is actually explain how to set up the path in, because it is a nightmare if I don't explain this stuff to you. So let's go over here and set this up. So the first thing you guys are going to want to do when you set this up in your park is set up the path in out the front. So as you can see, we got this nice straight path in over here. This is what you're going to want to do, because this is going to determine where your ride is actually going to sit because of the way the pathing works in this game. So make sure you stick 90 degrees angle snap on and just get your path to where you want it. So wherever you want it in your park, just make sure you set up this kind of pathing arrangement right here. Now you're going to want to go a little bit closer in and put this back down to, I think it's 3 meters. Let me just check. Okay, so you're going to want to set this to 4 meters, and you're just going to want to come straight over back to where you want this. So now you're going to choose on here where you want the pathing to start. So if you want it here, you just click and then straight up, that's your path right there. Okay, so once this is sorted, you're pretty much good to go. You're going to want to get your blueprint and find it on here wherever it's saved. This may take me a while. I have so much stuff on my blueprint section. Let me search for it. It's probably a better thing to do. Here we go. So you're gonna want to get it, and you're gonna want to sink it into the ground. So how far do you sink this into the ground? Basically, you want to just come above before the paving out the front like disappears through the floor. So that's what you want to do. Okay, so now that you've done that, all you have to do is align this with your path that you've got here. So you're going to want to move this around until you're happy with it. So I would say that's pretty much in place. You're going to want to center it like that, and then you plonk it down. Boom. Now you should be able to, at this point, grab your path and actually put your other one in like this. Now if you don't do it like this, you're going to come across some problems. If you place the building down before the path, you're not going to be able to line these paths up, because they snap sometimes, and it will snap into like an awkward position that it won't fit between the doorways. So you're going to want to put one of these here first to line up the building. It's all very confusing, I know, and it's not the best of things, but if you get this in line right here, everything else should fall into place for you. So it's gonna be a lot more handy in the long run, so don't panic too much. Now you want your queue line as thin as possible right here, because you're gonna want to swing this around. Now as you can see, I've actually put this building a little bit too low. So this queue line's actually poking a little bit through the floor. So at this point, if this has happened to you, just select everything and raise it up. You can still raise everything up right now. You can just hover over, select it. But this is actually okay for now, because I'm going to be able to show you how to set up this path by actually having this like this. So don't worry about this path going down here too straight, because it's going to be a little bit off key anyway. So you want to set this path up like this, and then when you get to the end, you're going to go like that, and it's not going to fit, which is absolutely normal. Don't panic. This is why I'm here, to explain to you guys how to do this properly, because I had this exact same issue when I built this the first time. So don't panic, it's normal. So go to the other side where this entrance is, and you're just going to want to put your path in all the way down to the end. Now this side should, I say should, line up with this right here. Okay, so when you get to here, you're going to want to go up one space, so you have this little section of ramp. You don't want to go into stairs just yet. You want to just have this one piece of ramp like that. Now after you've got that little piece of ramp in, you can then go into stairs, and this is how you get the stairs into this section. Obviously once these stairs are all in like this, you can come back and you can remove that, get rid of this bit of path, you can put your stairs all the way down, and then you can connect this back up to your path like so. So once you've done this, you're going to want to come and finish the rest of your path in. Okay, so as you can see, once you've done that little ramp there, this path will extend all the way to the top, and then you can just swing this straight around and go straight on to the other side. Now this other side may be a little bit more of a problem than the other side, because as you can see, it doesn't line up properly right here. So what you have to do is you have to come back a little bit, and then this is trial and error just to like make sure you line this up. So this may take you a few attempts to get this to work properly, but you want to swing this around like so until you get it to a point where you can then drop this down and you can actually see the path underneath. So this actually works a little bit. As you can see, we're just a little bit too far, so we need to add a little bit more. Okay, there we go. So I got it. We got it lined up on our third attempt, so it's not too bad. All I did was just extend this out and lined this up until this lined up perfectly with the stairs. So these stairs were nice and visible, and then you just connect that up, and you just come back here and you just remove this because you don't need this anymore. This is just excess pathing. You swing this piece of track round. Now yes, as you guys can see, there is the corners lopped off of here, but don't worry too much. Doesn't look too bad. Now what you want to do here is put rails on elevated, so you get these nice old-fashioned looking rails like that. And there you go. That's how you path this ride. Now, like I said at the beginning, this is a pain to do the path in, but once you've done it, you'll probably spend maybe 5-10 minutes lining this up. But once you've got it, it looks really, really nice. Only the last thing you need to do here is put the actual exit in. So there we go. There you go. Exit's in. Queue line is in. So the queue line now goes all the way under here, up and over, and then all the way down to there. And then the guests can come in. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please drop a like. Feel free to subscribe if you're new. Lots more Planet Coaster builds coming in the near future. I'm currently working on a few. Like I said at the beginning, I've been a little bit late on uploads due to E3 currently. But we should be back on track next week, so stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching. Bye.